just about remodeling. It's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on, Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealership.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
If it's the single A football playoffs in North Dakota, there's probably a game in Velva. That's what we've come to know watching this Aggies team over the past many years. You can go back decades on decades for this program. An embarrassment of riches of postseason football, 11 state titles. And today the Velva-D-A-G Garrison Aggies host Southern Mclean that has pretty much just the opposite, making just their second ever postseason appearance as a co-op since 2011. They travel up here with a chance here on the PSP Network. This is the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show with timely services that won't slow you down and no appointment needed. It's a stay-in-your-car, drive-through oil change service that'll take about 15 minutes at any of their service centers in Minot or Bismarck. Also, find out more what they do online at VIOC.com. Alongside Bryce Gutknecht, I'm Owen Patterson on the call for today's single-A football matchup in the first round featuring the Rough Riders of Southern Mclean and the Aggies of Velva-D-A-G Garrison. Now, Bryce, we don't need to beat around the bush too much. There is a clear favorite and an obvious underdog in this matchup. But again, Southern Mclean comes in here with an opportunity. That's why we give these teams 48 minutes to prove themselves.
Yeah, that's why we have the bracket set up. They earned their way. It's a huge opportunity to kind of pull off the impossible, whatever you want to call it. Like you said, they're a huge underdog in this football game. They were excited to be here, out here during pregame doing their thing, and they believe they can do it, Owen. You have to have the belief that you can pull it off, and we're going to see if it can happen today.
Yeah, it starts at the very top with head coach Bo Erickson. He's put the belief in this team since week 0 against Carrington, a playoff team, a loss there, but then they rattled off the longest win streak in program history, picking up 3 wins, including 2 huge wins in region play against Heart River and Hazen, which got them to this point. Below 500 are the Rough Riders, and on the other side for Velva-D-A-G Aggies, they also started their season with a loss. It was to Kindred, but they've rattled off 7 wins in a row, including 6 in a row. They've scored over 50 points. This offense seems unstoppable.
Yeah, it all starts with the catalyst, Ben Shepback, quarterback, his ability. I don't know if there's anyone better, Owen. Throwing the football vertically in high school football in the state of North Dakota, Ben's elite at doing that, finding so many weapons on the offensive side for these Aggies, and he disperses it very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the passing yards a bit lower than they have been before, but of course it's not necessarily about the stats rather than the score in the end for the Aggies. We'll break down this matchup more in depth as our Valvoline It's an Oil Change pregame show continues. We'll take a look at the Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game, some players to watch, and a look at the single A bracket as things get kicked off on this first round Saturday in North Dakota. Keep it here on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Welcome back to Velva, our Valvoline It's an Oil Change pregame show on the PSP Network. It's the first round of the Single A playoffs. It's always such a fun time for football. We always like to make our predictions. I know we've talked for hours today. Pretty much the only thing we've talked about is who's winning the games, who's winning in all this season. There's always chances for upsets. We don't see too many these days in high school football. Really, it's only in 9-man the past few years. But this year, there seems to be a lot of opportunities for underdog stories in all of the classes in North Dakota.
Yeah, especially after last night, Owen, we talked about so much hypothetical stuff. And Chuck Claremont broke it down for us really well with the 3A situation and stuff. I am one super thankful that that's over. We're set. Brackets are set across the state at every level, 3A, AA, single, 9. The 6-man's over with. You brought some coverage on that and did some things with that. I'm super thankful that brackets are set. Really good chance for some upsets around the state here today in single A. We'll be providing updates as best we can on the broadcast.
Yeah, we thank North Dakota Score Feed for their scoreboard ticker on our live coverage today once this game gets kicked off as well, keeping you up to date while watching the live action here. Well, before we get this game kicked off, let's take a look at what needs to happen for these two sides to advance to the quarterfinal round next week with our Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game with over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts and the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air game than with Northern Plains. Find them online at northern-plains.com. It's going to come down to the first 12 minutes for Southern Mclean. If they're still in it after quarter number 1, they got a good shot. It's about keeping the margin close here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you have to do whatever you got to do to eliminate some of the possessions for Velva. That's going to come down to ball control, ball security, running the football, kind of grinding the game out, trying to keep Ben Shep and that potent offense for the Aggies on the sideline as much as you can.
Yeah, the last time we saw this Aggies team, they jumped out to a 27-0 lead after the first quarter against another playoff team, Delax Burlington, a week ago. For Velva-D-A-G Garrison, it's about the defense today. Southern Mclean, they just run the football. They're going to try and give you some really interesting looks in that running game with almost a triple option kind of approach. So stopping the run is really how you beat this Rough Riders team.
Yeah, they're going to really have to be able to control the line of scrimmage, like I said, control the clock, keep possession of the ball. We're going to see if they can pull it off today, Owen.
Those are your Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game. We take a look now at the single A bracket, setting up today's matchups across the state. We are focused in the top right quadrant here. Velva-D-A-G Garrison, again, a new format, as always, every year, something new in the NDHS-AA. So that's our playoff bracket. Instead of seeding just the 4 region champions, now we're seeding the top 2 teams in all of the 4 regions, giving us 8 seeds this year. Velva took home the number 2 spot, obviously behind Kindred, the only team to beat the Aggies this year. And then in this quadrant, you've got Harvey-Wells County hosting Ellendale-Edgeley-Cullum. That's such an interesting matchup. We're split decision on who's going to win that one between the Hornets and the Thunder, but obviously that's going to be a game we're going to be keeping our eyes on most apart from this one. And any of the other favorites here you've got making their way to Fargo? Obviously Kindred, probably the one everybody's going to say.
Yeah, Kindred's so dominant in every facet of the game all season long. You got to love their chances on making it to the Fargo Dome. They're set up in their draw. Really interested to see Bishop Ryan Dickinson Trinity tonight. Ryan was a team, played Velva very tough that first half when we had the game earlier this season. Interested to see how that one goes today in the Magic City.
Yeah, that Bishop Ryan quadrant there, Central Cass, so good out of Region 1. You've got Trinity, who's already played the Lions this year, and Bottineau, maybe the surprise team out of Region 2. That's the North Dakota Single A playoff bracket. You got 16 teams in the tournament, and it'll be 4 weeks of postseason coverage here on the PSP network we hope to bring you. Well, our Valvoline It's an Oil Change pregame show will conclude after this commercial break. We'll talk about some individual players to watch and eventually get to the starting lineups and kickoff here from the Star City of Velva and Larry Sandy Field. You're watching high school football on the PSP Network.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
How
would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Another reminder, this is the Valvoline. It's an oil change pre-game show. They know you're busy. That's why when you visit any of their Valvoline and oil change service centers in Minot or Bismarck, they don't waste your time or their own. It'll take about just 15 minutes. Get a full-service oil change at Valvoline. Also, find out what they do online at VIOC.com. Well, let's take a look at the players to watch today, brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics. They specialize in braces and Invisalign for all ages. They offer 0% financing and free consultations, virtual or in office. Enjoy professional treatment in a fun, relaxed atmosphere. Check them out at MinotBraces.com. Well, aligning with our Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game, and Velva stopping the run. There's a run stopper at middle linebacker. You've been really impressed by Bryce, and that's Emmett Laggy.
Yeah, Emmett Laggy, sophomore from Garrison, coming in, major contributor on the defensive side. He's really stood out in the games that we have covered here in Velva. I expect him to be spectacular again today. Kid really getting comfortable in that system. Looks really good on the defensive side for Velva Drake Animus Garrison.
Yeah, Southern Mclean's going to run the football, and it's pretty much just going to be 4 names we're going to be saying today, and 2 of them are Ritteraths. One of them, Ethan Ritterath, carries the ball for 500 yards this season at 5 yards per attempt. He also has caught 15 passes. They don't pass the ball a lot, but Ethan Ritterath factors in both the rushing game and the receiving game for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, the Ritterath boys are going to have to be huge today. Jack and Ethan, major contributions on the offensive side to give these guys a shot to pull off the upset here in Velva today.
Well, last night we had a quadruple header of football on the PSP Network. 4 games, all with so much meaning for playoffs, seeding, and who's going to make it, who's going to be eliminated. Tonight, we're actually in the playoffs in the on the PSP Network in 9-man. We've got a crew out at South Prairie for the first time ever. The Royals are in the playoffs, hosting a playoff game against Mohall Lansford Sherwood. The Royals, the number 8 overall seed there in the 9-man bracket. We also have Central Mclean at Grant County Flasher, a rematch of a Week 0 game between the Cougars and the Storm. And then, of course, here in the 11-man division, Single A, Southern Mclean at Velva. Tell you what, today on Saturday, every single town in McLean County has a reason to watch the PSP Network. Underwood, Turtle Lake, Washburn, Wilton, Garrison, and even Max have a reason to tune in on the PSP.
Yeah, we're providing the coverage here. How about South Prairie? First playoff game, correct?
Yeah,
and
first ever.
And we made it work out there. Nick did a great job setting that up to get some coverage for them. That's going to be a really good game. I feel like that's going to be a nail-biter with them and Mohall Lansford Sherwood.
Yeah, the regular season matchup between the Mavericks and the Royals, 94 combined points. It was a 50-44 win for South Prairie. And my color commentator for Minot North Football, Corey McIver, who he's going to be on the call with Nick today at South Prairie, he said South Prairie, it wasn't scripted, it wasn't put into play by the coaching staff, but their kicker decided to surprise onside after going ahead 50-44, kicked it off of a Mohall player and recovered it to ice the game for South Prairie in the regular season. Not sure if we should try those tricks again here in the playoffs.
Yeah, what a gutsy play there to pull that off, and it's all great when it's
when it goes well.
Yeah. When things go well, yeah, you look like a genius, and to pull something like that off and do it. I don't know if we'll see any of that today, but hey, it's playoff time. We could see. You never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, South Prairie Max playing in their first ever playoff football game. Southern Mclean playing in just their second ever playoff football game. The last time was in 2015 against West Hope Newburgh Glenburn, another postseason team these days in 9-man football. Back with kickoff on the PSP Network after this commercial break.
We
often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
We've changed our name, but we haven't changed the DNA of who we are. We still offer the best product at the best price with the same people. For over 25 years, we've been your only choice for tires in the local area, providing all major brands under one roof at a fair price for your family's budget. Plus that excellent service after the sale with free rotations, free alignment check, free flat repairs with our exclusive Plus plan. That tradition continues today. Looking for tires you can trust? Choose us. Trusted Tire and Auto.
Well, our postseason coverage of single-A football is brought to you in part by a couple of our new sponsors here for the Velva-Aggies: Finish Line Burgers and Brew, Flyway Companies, People's State Bank of Velva, Farmers Union Insurance Agent Brian Newenhouse, and the Aggie Foundations. Those are Velva. Our Garrison sponsors: the Coffee Coop, Four Seasons Restaurant, Ice Cream Parlor on Main Street, CHS, and Eigelhart Farms. Thank you for your support of the PSP Network here in the playoffs for Velva. They have home field advantage through the semifinals. You keep on winning, you're going to keep playing here. This is their third consecutive home game of the season. Haven't had much need to travel, haven't faced too much adversity here recently for Velva-D-A-G Garrison. And over the week, a conversation with Matt Weidler and preparing for the game, I asked, is some of the high expectations seeping into the locker room? Is it any, or is it just business as usual? It's still business as usual for the Aggies. Why should I even ask that question?
Yeah, it's people are calling it the revenge tour and whatever you want to call it. We saw them walk out into the field today. There's an urgency, they're kind of in a desperate mode to get to that Dakota Bowl, not fall short in the semifinal like they did last year to Trinity, and you could just see it, the way they went about and focusing and doing things, and yeah. They're ready to go, Owen.
Well, if they want a revenge against Dickinson Trinity, it's going to have to be in the Fargo Dome this time around on opposite sides of the bracket this year. It was Dickinson Trinity that ended Velva's season a year ago on this very field in the semifinal round. Somewhat of an upset, you could say, last season. Trinity will tell you it was not an upset last year before they fell to Kindred in the championship game. We've been making our picks today. We highlighted some of the favorites early on. If you had to put a matchup into the Fargo Dome here before these postseason starts, where'd you go?
It's kind of stating the obvious. I feel since that week one matchup, it's just been building on a collision course. You've got Kindred and you've got Velva-D-A-G Garrison on this collision course in a rematch. It's hard not to pick that, Owen. That's what I would go with, and That's what I've said for weeks, so I'm going to stick with that.
It's what the state needs. It's what the state wants. Another edition of Kindred and Velva this season. They got to play in week 0. It was Kindred that picked up the win. They're the unbeaten number 1 seed. They're already up on Carrington as some games across the state have gotten kicked off. It's just about time for ours to get going here from Velva, North Dakota. Have the national anthem and starting lineups turned over to the public address announcer for now.
While Monty Myers sings our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Today's game is sanctioned by the High School Activities Association, paid under the emphasis of good sportsmanship and fair play. We ask all players, coaches, and fans to conduct themselves accordingly.
So the Mclean Rough Riders won the toss today. They deferred their choice, so it'll be the Aggies offense on the field first. And again, our keys to the game today, our player to watch are on the defensive side because we've talked about this offense so much over the 2 games we've covered, but let's talk about it some more. You've got the quarterback, Ben Shep. Obviously, he has so many weapons at wide receiver. You got Trayson Eigelhart, an all-stater in previous seasons. Reggie Bruner on the other side. Hank Bodine in the backfield. And we've seen a lot from the tight end, Kyle Volson, over the middle of the field. It seems no team is covering him. You think Southern Mclean has watched enough film to say we need to follow number 8?
Yeah, these last couple weeks, they've done such a good job. Ben Shep delivering the ball in the middle of the field to Volson, especially early in the games, really setting the tone offensively for the Aggies.
Yeah, Southern Mclean, a pretty undersized defensive line, and that can be a really big area where Velva really takes off in this football game. But the linebacking core for the Rough Riders, again, of Ritterath and Fetzer, they have some speed there, so challenging sideline-to-sideline runners. But again, we've seen many try and many fail trying to tackle Hank Bodine this season.
Yeah, Hank the Tank, we call him. That's what he's come to be known to us at the PSP Network by. So physical. He seeks out the contact, finishing his runs. Also got some speed to him. The burst, the speed at the second level, so impressive all season from Hank Bodine.
Yeah, the Southern Mclean Rough Riders as a team, they are led by head coach Bo Erickson. He's in his fourth season with the program, an 11-25 overall record. Played quarterback with the Devils Lake Firebirds back in the day and even played at the University of Jamestown as a quarterback. And now you'd think as a former quarterback, you'd like to throw the ball around the yard a lot as a coach. He's gone the opposite approach in running the football, and it's a theme we've seen around the state. Why do you think so many teams are going to these option looks? Is it something that's just become kind of a trend across high school football coaching?
I really think it's fitting it to your personnel and your athletes on what you have on your football team. And we'll see that today with Ritterath, Jack Ritterath, Ethan Ritterath. The system really works well for Southern Mclean and the Rough Riders. And, yeah, I don't know so much a trend, Owen, but I really think coaches are really trying to fit it to their personnel. And and try and get an offense that works.
It seems like teams just want to be like the Minot State Beavers. They're going to run the same offense you see on Saturdays for Minot State. They'll be at home against Moorhead. That's an interesting matchup next weekend. Velva-D-A-G Garrison's head coach Matt Weidler's second season as the head coach. His record now 18-2 in charge of this program, 7-1 this season. You said before the game he was maybe focused on the Notre Dame game earlier on. He has a lot of confidence about his team coming into this matchup.
Yeah, he is a big Irish fan. They're playing Navy today. That was an early kickoff.
Taking care of business against Navy.
Yeah, they've looked really good. So I know he had some interest. He was probably peeking at the score, and then it's all business now. Playoff time football for Weidler and the Aggies here.
Yeah, playoff football. Nothing new for the Velva-D-A-G Garrison Aggies, or at least Velva. 38th playoff appearance. That's since 1975. 11 state championships, 10 of them in the Dakota Bowl era, including a state title most recently in 2022, when many of these seniors, well, they were, sophomores that season, and last year missing out. They're looking to get back to the Fargo Dome, and, well, the path starts right here at home against the Southern Mclean Rough Riders on the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Another thank you as well to North Dakota's score feed. Hooking us up with the score ticker on the bottom of your screen, and the BNC National Bank for bringing you today's scoreboard. Find them online at bnc.bank. There's the kickoff, and we are underway with high school football on the PSP Network. It's coughed up by Trayson Eigelhart at the 10, but he starts rolling from there, tries to hurdle him in at the 30. He'll be brought down after a 22-yard return, and now the Velva Aggie offense sets up shop in some nice field position. The Ben Shep, the quarterback, he wears number 10. A dual threat. He can throw the ball a long ways. He can also run really well. We saw that against DLB a week ago.
His presence, how he fills that pocket, stepping up in the pocket at times, delivering a strike, so impressive. Like you said, he runs the football very well, too. They'll show that design draw. Does that very well as well.
Tight formation here with the wide receivers on the near side. Two receivers split out to the left. There was Hank Bodine in the slot, and nobody covered him. This one's going to go for 67. Touchdown Aggies. And it was that easy. Hot knife through butter as nobody covered Hank Bodine.
16 seconds in. Bodine right up the seam there from the slot. 80 yards later into the end zone. We talked about the quick strike ability by these Aggies, and they show it off here on the first play.
I'm just not sure how it happens, Bryce. How you lose where Hank Bodine is on a football field.
It's tough, that empty formation, that set there they go with. Shep in the shotgun. Easy pitch and catch to start this game.
16 seconds into the playoffs. Velva is on the board. And now they will go for two. You asked Hank when he came onto the field today, would he be kicking some extra points again like we saw against Lax Burlington? The early answer is no. Shep will throw a lob to the corner of the end zone. Oh, and Bruner goes up and gets it. 2 points for the Aggies. Well, it's as dominating as we thought it would be to start this game. 11:44 left in the first quarter. It's the Aggies 8, Rough Riders none on the PSP Network.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Today's broadcast of high school football on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Minot State University. The best way to predict your future is to create it. With over 100 areas of study at Minot State, you'll earn the degree for the career you desire. Be seen, be heard, be you at MSU. That's Minot State University. Aggies 8, Rough Riders nothing. Southern Mclean looking to touch the football for the first time today. And get that time of possession game going in their favor after Velva needed just 16 seconds to score right away. It's a kick that's going to be angled toward the sideline and out of bounds, so Southern Mclean's going to get some nice field position as well. Will they bring this out to the 40 or the 35? We'll see.
I think it'll be the 40-yard line, I believe. Oh, maybe the 35.
There's the official signal, and the ball will be spotted At the 35-yard line. The quarterback for this Southern Mclean team is Jonah Miller, a senior. He was not the initial starting quarterback this season. In fact, didn't play until week 4. The starting quarterback was Josh Lanning. He suffered an injury after that week 4 game and has not returned yet. He's not suited up today. It's been the Jonah Miller show for Southern Mclean since then. And you'll see this interesting look of an offense. Looks like the triple option like you'd see from Army. It's a toss play to Jack Ritterath, then he's going to be stood up for a 2-yard gain. Southern Mclean trying to push that pile forward. But Velva, I think what I've been interested to see in watching the film this week and kind of matching up these two teams, when you put that many athletes in such a tight space there for Velva, you don't spread them out. It's going to be interesting to see how much push Velva gets there in the box.
Yeah, I like this motion look though with this offense that Southern Mclean does. Get your athletes, get them moving around, see if you can pick up some of the scheme that the Aggies are doing defensively.
Dive play for Ethan Ritterath, who is the A-back there in the formation, a tailback, fullback, whatever you want to call him. Starts from a 3-point stance and picks up 4 yards. 3rd down and medium here for the Rough Riders, and this is the kind of play where you got to watch for misdirection on 3rd down and 4. There's going to be a lot of counter looks, a lot of fakes in the backfield, and you can even see Miller run the football himself.
Yeah, the 3rd downs are going to be crucial for them, trying to convert at a high rate to stay in this football game.
We do have 2 receivers this time. Dante Fetzer goes in motion, then returns back to the slot. Miller checks the sideline and gets a new play. Velva has 5 guys on the defensive line. Looking to rush here on 3rd down and 5 for Southern Mclean. Toss play for Fetzer, his first chance to touch it, and he's going to be hit at the 31-yard line by Bruner. And it looked like it was Braden Bossard that made the final tackle, but that goes as a loss of 9 yards for Southern Mclean, and it'll be 4th down and punt.
Bossard does a great job cleaning that play up, but who set the edge? Number 24, Reggie Bruner, not allowing him to get outside the tackle there. Great job, a big negative play. And an early punt for the Rough Riders.
Jonah Miller to punt this one away. Trayson Eigelhart is at his own 30-yard line. Had an incredible return a week ago against Lax Burlington. A stiff arm which earned him the Serve Pro move of the game. Miller's punt bounces at the 41, rolls past the 30, takes a very nice Southern Mclean bounce to the 21-yard line, but now you get Velva's offense back on the field, and I want to talk about the definition of a quick strike offense. 1 play, 67 yards in 16 seconds the last time they were on the field.
Yeah, highly efficient there at 1 play, 1 score. Bodine found himself wide open. Like you said, he put up his hand, and Shep delivered it for an early score.
This is a Velva-Aggies team on offense that scores 47 points per game. They've gone past the 50-point mark in their last 6 games, all region games, on their way of winning the Region 3 title this season. Put Bodine in motion, given on the jet sweep, kind of a pop pass. Bodine stiff arms one of the defenders and just keeps on running past the 40-yard line. Finally stopped at the 44.
See Patrick Mahomes play there, Owen. The pop pass, getting credit for the for passing yards there is Shep. That play's really become popular since Mahomes showed us that a while back in the NFL.
We saw it a bunch last night, Minot North. That's one of their special plays with Josiah Jacquinette. Minot North West Region champions as well. It's been a good year for Minot on the football field. Ben Shep to pass on 1st down as Trayson Eigelhart with a step on Ritterath, but the pass was a step in front of Eigelhart.
Yeah, it's no secret. Look at the Rough Riders on that alignment there. 10 in the box, really crowding the box there. Shep elects to take a shot just out of the reach of Eigelhart.
2nd and 10. This has kind of been the down and distance for a Ben Shep quarterback draw, especially from the right around midfield, where all the options are available for Matt Weidler and the Velva-Aggies. Empty backfield. Bodine is in between the guard and the tackle. He's going to leak out into the flat, but the pressure gets there from Ethan Ritterath. Shep shakes off 2 more sack attempts, and now he's just going to improvise here, scrambling for a 1st down. Breaks another tackle at the 35. Oh, my goodness, he's still going. There's too much to even get on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay here. But he is tackled down at the 15 of Southern Mclean.
I'm going to give the Rough Riders some credit there. The coverage in the back end was terrific. Just blanket coverage by the secondary. That's just the athlete Ben Shep is doing it kind of on his own there. I don't know how many missed tackles here, how many tackles he broke, but just a
three just in the backfield there. First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field called by Bo Erickson and the Southern Mclean Rough Riders trying to get this defense together.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
And Ben Shep looking like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. Up and down the field, avoiding tackles all the way to the 15-yard line. That'll go down as a gain of 41 yards for Shep and the Velva-Aggies. They have a first down inside the Serve Pro red zone with 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro.
I know we're only a few minutes in, Owen, but we have a big-time nominee for move of the game.
This one might get creative. Trayson Engelhardt out of the Wildcat. He's just going to run it straight to the pylon, adds a stiff arm there at the very end, and he's going to get in for a touchdown.
A little different look there by the Aggies. Like you said, the Wildcat formation, some great blocks on the outside. Bodine and Bossert setting the edge, allowing Engelhardt to get to the pylon.
Touchdown Velva. They lead 14-0 here with still 8:39 to go in the first quarter on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Your life's busy, that's why they'll make managing your money easy with locations in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. Also, find them online at bnc.bank. Looks like it'll be another 2-point conversion here for Velva Drake Animus Garrison. They've got Shep back in the game. He's going to go under center. Hank Bodine is about 8 yards deep in the backfield. Bossert, the tight end. They'll fake the toss to Bodine. Shep, he's looking for Bruner again. He's got him 2 points for the Aggies. They go up 16-0 in quarter number one. It has been all Velva to get this Class A first-round matchup underway on the PSP Network.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling. It's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Thank you.
16-0 lead for Velva Drake Animus Garrison on the VNC National Bank scoreboard. It's official now. Well, 17 minutes away from all the games in single A and 9-man kicked off, and there's been a lot of points around the state already.
Got a little update from Kindred at the half already in that one, Owen. 42-0 Kindred leads.
Return to the 32-yard line. First down and 10 for Southern Mclean. They were unable to pick up a first down on the first drive, but they had a little bit of movement going there with Ethan Ritterath out of the backfield.
Yeah, there's no secret what they're going to try and do offensively. They're going to continue to try and run the football, kind of grind the game out. Got to generate some first downs here, try and keep this offense on the field, getting to a flow.
Take over with 8:37 remaining in quarter number one of this single A football first-round matchup. They'll add an extra receiver here in the slot on the near side. Looks like it's Jack Ritterath. And they'll throw it to him on the screen, but Matt Yoakum went unblocked.
Nice little play design there. Hunter Flynn just couldn't secure the block there on Yoakum. He was able to elude him there and make the play, holding it to no gain.
It's a play that works a lot. You just execute, and that would have gone for big yardage if Yoakum hadn't blown up the play.
The timing was off from the beginning with you mishandle that snap a little bit. The timing gets off. It's tough on a play like that.
So the Rough Riders now go back to their normal setup with those 3 running backs in a 8 formation. Ritterath in motion. They'll go the counter play. Again, we said the Aggies got to be ready for it when Fetzer comes across the formation on that counter, and Trayson Eigelhart read it like a book.
That's just assignment football, doing your job. Eigelhart ready on the counter play. Fetzer coming around. Big negative play for the Aggies defense.
Go down as a loss of 2. 3rd down and 12 for Southern Mclean from their own 29-yard line. Make it 3rd and 13. For the Rough Riders out of Region 4, the 4th place team out of that region. Oh, an extra toss here from Ritterath to Fetzer, but again, Velva not letting much happen. Fetzer gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Watch this play design from Bo Erickson.
Little toss, almost like a reverse there that the Rough Riders tried. Hey, pull out all the stops. Well, we're going to see some more trickery from them trying to be successful on the offensive side against such a stingy Aggies defense.
You had the quarterback, Jonah Miller, the lead blocker on that double reverse play. 2 possessions and negative 9 yards of offense for the Rough Riders as Miller punts this one. Eigelhart won't even chase it down. It'll stop at the 24-yard line. And now some extracurriculars here between Bossard and Fetzer. And Braden Bossard is heated.
Yeah, just I don't know I think he might have laid a block on, who was it there? Leggy? Bossard took offense to it. Just some playoff chippiness. That's going to happen.
No flags on the play. Velva will start their 3rd possession again at their own 24-yard line. They have Bodine in the backfield to the right of quarterback Ben Shep. 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side of the field. Eigelhart goes in motion, now returns to the slot. They're looking that way. Shep steps up, throws in the middle for Bruner. Bruner fights off the defense there from Fetzer, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage.
Very nice coverage on the back end by Fetzer. Seen Eigelhart on top of the screen, that motion set. It's almost like a pick play where they're crossing each other on that route. Fetzer defended it very well there for the Rough Riders.
Southern Mclean has been able to get into the backfield here. Shep hasn't had the most comfortable time out there. He had to scramble earlier on, and he's been on the move.
Yeah, I agree. They've had some opportunities to get pressure and kind of disrupt Shep there early in this ball game.
Well, they've got somebody on Hank Bodine this time around. Empty formation. It's the pop pass to Reggie Bruner. Bruner finding a hole on the field. Not going to get much. Tackled from behind by Ethan Ritterath at the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 for the Aggies. 3rd down and 4. Big 3rd down coming up here for the Rough Rider defense.
Yeah, you got to be able to get in a situation where you get the defense off the field here. Try and stop this drive. Already down 2 possessions in this ball game. Try and get your offense back on the field.
First time the Aggies have been faced with a 3rd down today. 2 scoring drives already. And it's 2 receivers left, and Eigelhart all alone right here on the bottom of your screen. Shep to throw on 3rd and 4. Pressure gets to him right away, and he is brought down this time. Again, it's Ritterath off the edge. Ethan, the sophomore, sacks Shep for a loss of 5.
You said it, Owen. Their ability to get pressure here. How about ending in a sack there? Ethan Ritterath all over Shep, hanging on till his teammates come and give him a hand, bringing him down. Going to force a punt here.
Well, Velva is huddling.
Oh.
They might just go for it. Knowing the explosive plays they've been able to get today, they probably feel even comfortable with 4th and 9 from their own 25-yard line.
They may try that shotgun punt, too, that some teams do with their quarterback, where he'll just end up punting it.
The Rough Riders have no one deep to return, and Eigelhardt is wide open, but Shep, he is having so much headaches in the pocket. Who got the sack this time? I know Ritterath was a part of it. Looked like it was also Levi McGregor who's going to get credit for that one. Watch on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Much needed stop from the Rough Riders, trailing 16-0 in this game. Velva, Drake Animus Garrison elects to go for it. Kind of a surprise there, Owen, but that's been the story here. The pressure that the Rough Riders have been able to get on Shep.
Well, it goes without saying, this is a must-score possession here for Southern Mclean. The momentum could start swinging your way. They take over with 1st and 10 in the Serve Pro red zone, right at the 20. Can they move forward on offense? Miller to throw, and it's caught by Ritterath. He's going to get out of bounds. About 4 yards there for Southern Mclean. They complete a pass. They only throw about 6 a game.
Yeah, you see that. Jonah Miller, nice job getting outside the pocket. Kind of see a gamble there by Eigelhardt trying to knock that one down. It ends up in Ritterath's hands, and a nice gain on 1st down.
2nd and 6 for Southern Mclean. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration at Serve Pro, bringing you the Serve Pro red zone. Hunter Flynn, the lone receiver here on the near side. Southern Mclean goes back to the running game with Ethan Ritterath. 2 yards, 3rd down and short here for the Rough Riders.
Really nice play there. Number 72, the D tackle for Velva. Evan Wrench right there in the backfield to meet Ritterath right away.
Thinking play action pass again, or we see that counter play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe show them both, to be honest. You're in 4-down territory. Maybe, you know, a lot of teams run the football in this situation just knowing you're going to go for it on 4th down.
It is a pass. No play action, though. Miller on the sprint out, but it's just out of the reach of Dante Fetzer. It would have been for a 1st down if he hauled it in. And now you're faced with 4th down and 3. Again, such a crucial drive here for the Rough Riders to get points in the 1st quarter.
It's a guy we highlighted earlier in the game. Leggy there at the linebacker position, showing off his coverage skills. Really good coverage by him, and at the linebacker position that is.
Southern Mclean using a lot of the play clock here. It's down to 10 as they break the huddle. You don't want a penalty here on 4th down and 4. Miller calls out the signals. They will get it off, but it's a fumbled snap. And Velva will take over after Southern Mclean turns it over on downs. Watch it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Just couldn't handle the snap there. Maybe thought maybe take a timeout in that situation. The play clock winding down, but turnover on downs, and it's right back to the Aggies.
Yeah, Southern Mclean already took a timeout earlier in the game trying to slow down Velva's offense. So only 2 remaining in the 1st half. We still have 4:29 to go in quarter number 1. 16-0 lead for Velva on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Shep goes in motion out of the pocket, and still Southern Mclean dialing up the pressure there. They sack, I guess we call it, Hank Bodine, who took the snap.
Yeah, kind of a different formation look there, but we've said his name a lot. Ethan Ritterath has been a problem defensively in this game. Super impressive here in this 1st quarter.
Another guy who plays with no accessories, no gloves, nothing.
You got to love that.
Yeah, Emmett Leggy on the other side. We highlighted him as well. Same kind of guys. Goes it down as a loss of 6 yards, 7 yards for Velva. Inside the 10, Shep in the shotgun still. Play action, and now he's going to naked boot out to the left side. He finds Braden Bossert. Bossert strong running. He might have the 1st down. Depends on where he stepped out. And it'll be 3 yards short. We got another replay for you.
Great play action design there. You get Bossert going around out to the flat. Simple throw and catch. Big gain. Setting up in a very manageable 3rd down for the Aggies.
It'll be 3rd and 2 yards for Velva. 3:36 on the clock. not running as Bosser went out of bounds. Another direct snap. It goes to Bodine. Bodine trying to find his blocks and has enough for the first down. We've seen quite a few Wildcat snaps now to Eichelhart for the touchdown and Bodine here on this drive.
Yeah, some different formations, some different looks. The Aggies are trying some different things. Hey, playoff time. Try them out here. You've got a 16-0 lead.
Our Magic Towing halftime report coming up after the second quarter is complete. We'll take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. Thanks to North Dakota Score Feed and the BNC National Bank. First down for the Aggies. Ball at their own 30-yard line. Up by 2 scores in this single-A first-round matchup against Southern Mclean. Another pop pass. This one goes to Trayson Eichelhart. Eichelhart gets to the edge, and he is brought down. Again, that was McGregor, the freshman. Levi McGregor, he's been all over the field as well for Southern Mclean.
We've seen that the success that we have seen in this football game in this first quarter. Velva getting the ball on the boundary. On the edges here, another pop pass there to Eichelhart for a big gain. Rough Riders have held their own when the ball's been ran between the tackles. They've done a pretty good job in this game, Owen.
Those pop passes really make the completion percentage go up. 4 receivers here. Bodine goes way out of the formation. Shep, quarterback draw, get everybody out of his way and let 10 run. Ben Shep to the house, touchdown, 50-yard score. Velva leads 22-0.
I'm going to give the tight end some love on that one, Owen. Huge block by Mr. Volson. Kyle Volson setting Shep free from 50 yards out.
Looks like we might get the extra point here. They brought the tee out, and Bodine is...
He did tell us, Owen, that he was going to try a couple.
He tried one from 40 in warm-ups. I couldn't tell from where I was standing if it was good or not. Bodine 2 for 2 on PATs this season. And now it's over.
Wide right.
Well, I don't think we're going to see another extra point coming from the Velva Aggies today. Maybe next week if they get there. 22-0 Aggies on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. I want to thank our sponsors of the PSP Network for our postseason coverage of single-A football, Finish Line Burgers and Brew, Flyway Companies, People's State Bank, and Farmers Union Insurance Agent Brian Newenhouse of Velva. And a lot to cheer about in this city right now in the first quarter. The Aggies lead Southern Mclean 22-0 after a 50-yard rushing touchdown by Ben Shep, the quarterback. We were waiting for the QB draw, and we saw it, and he goes for to the house. This kick will be tracked down at the 8-yard line by Fetzer. He's going to hand it off on the reverse. Seemed Fetzer had a lot of room to run there, and it didn't really confuse Velva at all.
Yeah, just a little more trickery. I like it. They're trying about just anything they can do to get some momentum in this football game offensively or on the special teams. On that play they tried. Let's see if they can get something generated on this drive.
They'll start with 80 yards in front of them at their own 20-yard line with the Southern Mclean Rough Riders. It's pretty much been all run plays so far for Southern Mclean. Besides 3 passes. Jonah Miller, the quarterback, 1 for 3 through the air today. Dive play for Ethan Ritterath, 2 yards at a time.
Just a quick update for you, single A here. Kildare just scored. Took the lead 14-8 versus DLB.
Close one out there in the western part of the state. Kildare undefeated. They were the champions of Southern Mclean's Region 4. Lax Burlington coming off a 56-6 loss to Velva, but new week, new season, as they like to call it, the postseason. 2nd and 8. In front of the Rough Riders here. Play action pass for Miller. Deep shot, and this is going to get intercepted. Matt Yoakum going the other way for the Aggies. He's got a convoy in front of him. How far can Yoakum go? He's past the 15 to the 10 and down at the 8-yard line, and that's the first time we've seen Velva get a takeaway today.
It's a good job getting Miller again outside the pocket, but Yoakum with the great coverage comes up with the turnover. Aggies back in business.
Yeah, you know it's good coverage when you're able to readjust to the football. Usually that's the wide receiver's responsibility, but Yoakum there saw it fluttering in the air and went to pick it off. 1:18 remaining in quarter number 1. Velva with their best starting field position today. They'll start at the 9-yard line of Southern Mclean inside the Serve Pro red zone. Trying to add to their 22-0 lead. Shep in the gun with Hank Bodine to his right. He has the tight end. Bossert to the left. Throws across the middle. Touchdown, Aggies. That is Reggie Bruner, the future Minnesota State Moorhead Dragon, on the receiving end.
Aggies capitalizing right away. The interception by Yoakum ends up a 9-yard passing touchdown. Shep to Bruner. All Aggies here in the first quarter.
And a 4-second drive there. They started with at 1:18.
We've had a 16-second. Now we've had a 4-second score.
28-0 Aggies as, again, Bodine missed his chance, and now they'll go for 2. Yoakum and Bruner to the far side as the receivers. Trace and Eigelhart one-on-one with Jack Ritterath on the far right side of your screen. Again, it's the Shep goes in motion play. Snap to Bodine, untouched, into the end zone for 2. It's Velva Drake Animus 30, Southern Mclean nothing on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Another break. First quarter still in action. 1:14 remains.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's the Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Seven and 1 Velva, ranked number 2 in the state, both by the media and, of course, by the coaches who seeded the teams in the playoff bracket this year. All new 8-seed format. Some interesting scores elsewhere in the Velva region, I guess you could call it, with Ellendale, Edgeley, Cullum, and Harvey Wells County. We'll report those later in the Magic Sewing halftime report. It scores from all across single A and 9-man football today. Punishing run there from Dante Fetzer on the return. Taking quite a hit there for Velva with Slade Nordstrom.
Yeah, Nordstrom, he hung in there, though. He went
up a little bit high there.
Yeah, a little high. Fetzer's been looking to hand out some punishment in this game on the Rough Riders side. Very physical player for them.
Well, the last drive ended pretty quickly for Southern Mclean. 2 plays and an interception. You just think it's got to be a long, sustained drive here. Whether it ends in points or not, you have to take time off the clock and keep Velva's defense on the field. Late toss on the option play, and nowhere for Fetzer to go.
Velva defense just all over that one. Eigelhart read it right away. Nowhere to go. Miller decides to pitch it, but ends up in about a 5-yard loss for the Rough Riders.
And that means Southern Mclean is back in the negative of total yards today. They've yet to pick up a first down against this Velva defense. Could be the last play of the first quarter if it's tackled in bounds. 25 seconds left. Jack Ritterath in motion from left to right across the formation. Tackled in the backfield. The first number I saw there was Zach Volson to hit him. And Southern Mclean might just take this to the second quarter.
Yeah, really good discipline. Volson ended up on making that play. Zach Volson, that is.
And we will go to quarter number 2. A 30-point first quarter for Velva in just 12 minutes as the Aggies in front by a ton.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Get that BNC National Bank scoreboard updated for you because it's the second quarter, which has been a pretty good quarter for Velva this season, specifically on the defensive side. In this part of the game, these 12 minutes, Velva this season has allowed 0 points. No team has scored on the Aggies in the second quarter all season long.
Hey, streaks like that are made to be broken. You never know. Maybe the Rough Riders got something on third and long dialed up to stop the second quarter dominance all season by the Aggies.
3rd and 18 for Southern Mclean as we come back with quarter number 2 on the PSP Network. Coverage of single A first round football in the state of North Dakota. Fake the toss play. They go with the reverse to Jack Ritterath, and that stopped after a 1-yard pickup. So 4th down for the Rough Riders.
Linebackers for the Aggies just flying around. Bodine flying around. Leggy all over that play, setting up a punt.
Eichelhart hasn't returned one yet today. On the punt, that is. Still not even at midfield. The punt will take him back to the 49, and a fair catch called for. So Velva will take over with just half the field in front of them. I'll thank another sponsor of the PSP Network today, sponsoring a high school football presentation. The UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot, open Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 7 and on Saturdays from 8:30 to 3. In the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs, it's the UPS store. Also, Shields of Minot and Bismarck have every sporting good imaginable along with footwear and fashion. Shop online at shields.com, a proud supporter of the PSP Network's mission of promoting local athletes. Our mission is so strong that we have a broadcast crew in a classroom at South Prairie High School today, covering the Royals and Mohawk Lansford Sherwood.
I'll try my best. I'll get us an update from South Prairie on that one.
Flag is down, our first penalty of the game. First time today, we are going to hear from our referee. Well, I guess there was an illegal kick out of bounds earlier on, but Tim Pfeiffer is the referee today.
I'm not sure. I thought maybe it was a formation.
When it comes out that early and doesn't blow the play dead, then yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a long discussion here.
Yeah, this is against Velva. They have a guy in motion as the snap was happening. Illegal procedure. It's still conferencing. Procedure penalty against the Aggies. I don't know. They were talking to the Velva players themselves, maybe explaining what was happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Kyle Volson, I think, might have been the guilty party, but he was looking for some type of explanation on it. Regardless, it's going to be 1st and 15 here.
It is what it is. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
1st down and 15, just like in 6-man. Shep in motion. And now the snap goes to Braden Bossert. He gets to run this play. And he's not going to let it go to waste. Braden Bossert is gone. 54 yards for the Aggies, 36-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
We've seen that. We saw Bodine in that Wildcat look. Now Bossert gets his turn. Motioning out Shep. 55 yards later, he's adding to the total, making it 36-0 Aggies.
Just 50 seconds into the second quarter. Run 3 plays, and Velva is back on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. They will give Bodine a second chance. 0 for 1 already, and now a penalty flag before the snap.
I think we had a flinch.
It sure is. So now do you rethink this, or you test the leg of Hank Bodine, who again attempted a 40-yard field goal in warm-ups?
If I'm Bodine, I'm saying, Coach, let me kick it here. I know it's a little further, but he had plenty of leg on the first one. It was just wide right, so.
They've still got Bodine and the holder, Mason Kraft, out there. So this one will be from 24. This is a really short snap. Usually you want 7 yards. This is about a 5-yard snap. And the kick is good. Right down the middle for Hank Bodine. 1 for 2 on PATs today. Velva-D-A-G 37-0 lead on the PSP network.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
Oh, and I'm going to give us some updates quick. A lot of good action going on early in single A football. Harvey Wells County 7, Ellendale Edgeley Calm 7. The Lax Burlington just took the lead over Killdeer 16-14. Shiloh and Ray Powers Lake tied at 6.
Big thank you to North Dakota Score Feed, enhancing our PSP Network broadcast. Ooh, that was not a good looking play there, as on the return for Southern Mclean. Couldn't identify what jersey number that was, but he fell right into the leg there of one of his blockers, Hunter Flynn.
Yeah, it's fortunate. It appears everyone's fine, which is the best news.
Yeah,
that Brady Volmuth?
Brady Volmuth,
Yep.
and he's going out there on offense. It looks like a couple new running backs getting in for Southern Mclean this time around. Got Dakota Brady out there as well. Still Jonah Miller at quarterback. Toss play on the option. This one's going to go out to Levi McGregor. McGregor across the line of scrimmage to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that option look, you can elect to give it to the fullback on the dive there. He elects to keep it, try and get it on the outside of the perimeter. Defended pretty well by the Aggies on that one.
Tell you what, the triple option, I won't say that it doesn't ever fool me as the broadcaster, but I've seen it so much with Minot State. It's pretty hard to trick.
Remember the days growing up when we played against Bishop Ryan when they ran that religiously. They did that quite a bit. Not the easiest thing to defend.
No.
You each got an assignment. You got to stick to it. You can't,
And talking to opposing coaches for Minot State, it's just do your job. You can't do somebody else's to track down the triple option. Another short run play here for Southern Mclean. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6, we'll call it.
Really good discipline. Bodine and Leggy at that linebacker position have been all over that counter play here early in this ball game.
Likely a passing down here for the Rough Riders, trying to salvage some momentum and energy in this second quarter, trailing by 37. On the road, place they haven't been to in a while. These teams used to face off against one another at the beginning of each season for a while. Played 16 times And most recently, 2016, it was a 30-0 win for the Aggies. It's a toss play on the option and immediately stopped. Let's give the credit to the players that blew up that play. It was Eigelhart in the backfield as well as Evan Wrench.
Yeah, Bruner as well helping clean that one up. Just one of those, it takes so long to develop, Owen, on that option. Look at that motion. Aggies have just been all over that look here.
Another negative play, and Southern Mclean again finds themselves behind the sticks on 4th down. Be likely a punt here for Miller. Does boot it away. It gets across the 50-yard line. Again, Eigelhart not even going to attempt to return this, even though he had tons of space. Stopped at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 Aggies. Another thank you to our Single A playoff sponsors from Garrison, the Coffee Coop, Four Seasons Restaurant, Ice Cream Parlor on Main Street, CHS, Eigelhart Farms, and Brian Neuenhouse, Farmers Union Insurance Agent. Making these broadcasts possible. Tell you what, 7 broadcasts in one football weekend is pretty difficult.
Yeah, I was kind of tired, Owen, after the I know I'm not doing much.
We're not doing 7 broadcasts.
No.
PSP Network, 7 broadcasts over a weekend. And so much on the line in all of those games.
Yeah, it was a really fun night there in the Magic City last night.
Shep to pass on 1st down. Wide open Eigelhart got a hand on it but couldn't haul it in. Another wide open wide receiver.
Yeah, Eigelhart just right in the middle of the field, just out of the reach there. It's about the 2nd time we've seen Shep just not being able to deliver one to him when he's been open. But
yeah, it looked like the player responsible for Eigelhart been on the play action there. 2nd and 10 for the Aggies. Clock stops at 8:33 remaining in our first half. Replays today brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. For 50 years, Ryan has been a trusted name for car buyers in western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory at driveryan.com for one of their 5 locations in Minot or Williston. 2nd down, another pass for Velva. And the pressure gets there immediately. Shep throws off of his back foot. He finds Yoakum, and Yoakum is gone. Goodbye. Passing touchdown of 67 yards from Shep to Yoakum.
Every time it seems like the Rough Riders have Shep in their grasp on a sack play there, but he eludes the defender again, steps up in the pocket, delivers a dime to Yoakum. He walks into the end zone.
Well, for 4 years now, we've come to understand that no play when Ben Shep has the football is over until he is on the ground.
We've said it. I've been so impressed with their ability to get some pressure on him, Owen. They just haven't finished some of those plays.
Another extra point attempt for Bodine. Good again. Now he's back above 50% today. 2 for 3. Velva well above 50% in scoring on their drives. Just one drive that hasn't ended in points today for Velva. They lead 44-0 before the half.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
Well, Velva averages 47 points per game. They have 44 points here in the first half. And that's what you want to do in the first round as a favorite at home. Just take care of business if you're Velva here, and they have certainly done so.
Yeah, showing some of that urgency I talked about, kind of the revenge tour people have been saying, and offensively so skilled. We've seen that all throughout this first half.
Kick return for Jack Ritterath, fakes the reverse to Fetzer and is drilled at the 20-yard line. Tackle made there by Velva's Madden Barstead. Can we see him score a 2-point conversion against Bishop Ryan on the fumble? Yeah, that was Barstead. Yeah.
That was one of those strange plays we were trying to figure out how legal it was. And he plays offensive guard for the Aggies. ended up with the 2-point conversion. Always good. Always fun to see a lineman score, Owen.
Speaking of Bishop Ryan, they've got a tough one today against Dickinson Trinity in the first round. Like coaches always say, you play a team a second time, you really never know, especially after you beat them the first time around. That was Bishop Ryan's case against Trinity early in the season.
I'm going to give us a quick update, Owen, on that Bishop Ryan game.
All right.
Bishop Ryan 8, Dickinson Trinity 0. Some time left in the first quarter on that one, it says. So, yeah.
And where are you getting those scores from?
North Dakota Score Feed,
Big
of
thank
course.
you.
Yeah.
Big thank you to North Dakota Score Feed. If you even think you're a football fan, if you even think you're a sports fan in North Dakota, that app needs to be on your phone.
Absolutely. It does so much. You get some other sports scores as well. It's so helpful.
Second down and 9 yards here for Southern Mclean. And again, the double reverse play. This goes to Jack Ritterath, Eigelhart, and Bodine there.
Velva's just been ready for that from the get-go. The Rough Riders offense, we know it's limited. We know they don't throw the ball vertically down the field. Don't throw the ball a lot, period. Got to give them some credit. They're trying some different things with their personnel. It's just been all Aggies in this one today.
Velva did their film study, and they made the game plan today to stop this Southern Mclean team aligning right with our Northern Plains. Heagner keys to the game of stopping the run. Quick pass, but it's too high. Looking again for Jack Ritterath on the screen. It was forward. That's a key part of that play. Incomplete. Will bring up 4th down and 9. And another punt here. Southern Mclean still has not picked up a first down in this game.
That's stingy. Second quarter success continuing like it has all year for this Aggies defense.
6 minutes, 50 seconds to go before the Magic throwing halftime report. Jonah Miller with another punt. Eigelhart will fair catch. Is it simply just trying to limit the plays, stay healthy there if you're Eigelhart, not even trying a punt return today?
Well, I think a lot of it is you've seen they're going through some different sets, some of this Wildcat look, some stuff they haven't shown. Getting Bozzard involved in that Wildcat look, getting Bodine in that Wildcat look. Probably trying to work some things, fine-tune some things, try some things.
Give Trace it a chance. We saw him almost take one to the house against Lax Burlington. Such an explosive playmaker there for Velva-D-A-G Garrison. Chances to play at the next level for Eigelhart. He's the receiver all the way to the far side of the field. One-on-one against Ritterath. Still no high safeties here for Southern Mclean. It's a run play for Hank Bodine, and even though everybody was in the box, Bodine, untouched by anybody for Southern Mclean, gets a block from Eigelhart, pushes Ritterath to the goal line, and Bodine is in the end zone. 50 points in 7 consecutive games for the Aggies.
Yeah, you said it, a loaded box, doing their best to try and stop the run there on that play where the Rough Riders, Bodine getting loose to the outside, 55 yards into the end zone. One play it took, again here for the Aggies.
Another PAT here for Hank Bodine. Got to watch out for the delay of game there. They get the snap off, and this kick goes wide right. Velva-D-A-G Garrison 50 for the 7th consecutive game.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Once this second half is complete, still 6:37 left in it. Of the Magic Towing halftime report, called out. Remember their phone number. Hopefully you don't need to call them right now.
Yeah, let's
maybe call out for Planet Pizza, but save the phone number 701-509-4011. There's no job too big or too small when you call Magic Towing. Another kickoff here for Logan Vincent. Velva-D-A-G Aggies Garrison. Again, kicking it to Jack Ritterath, and he is tackled. Another new name to say, Brody Seidler. I see his cheering section is right in front of us.
Yeah, the Seidler family camps out in front of us here in the booth here at PSP, here at Larry Sandy Field.
Timeout taken by the Aggies. Interesting. This is a First International Bank and Trust timeout, serving rural and urban communities in Minnesota, Arizona, North and South Dakota. Also find out what they do online at FIBT.com, founded in 1910.
Owen, our other broadcasts going on today, I got a couple updates for us. South Prairie Mac 6, Mulhall Lansford Sherwood 6. And as well, Grant County Flasher 14, Central Mclean 6. Central Mclean has the football. Couple minutes left in the first half of that one.
Yeah, with Central Mclean that beat Grant County Flasher earlier in the season out in Underwood, North Dakota. But it's Grant County Flasher, the home team today, as they were the Region 7 champions. Tell you what, that South Prairie Mulhall game, well off their 94-point average from earlier in the year.
A little defense being played there.
Made a few adjustments
today.
from week 1. Southern Mclean Rough Rider offense on the field for 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They'll fake the dive play with Ritterath. Miller going to keep it. Haven't seen him run very much. And he is hit out of bounds at the 35-yard line. You might notice on your screen, Miller, one of a few players for Southern Mclean, wearing those Guardian caps. You see him in the practices for the NFL. You rarely ever see him in games, but Miller, a guy who suffered plenty of injuries, especially concussion, so take safety first over playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
style, I should say.
I think it's great that they give them the option to do that if they choose to. So, yeah, safety first. Number 7, big hit on that play on Miller on the keeper was Cooper Kittleson in the game.
It's the Rough Riders' first down of the game. Toss to Dante Fetzer. A loss of 1. Clock running now under 6 minutes left in the first half. 50-0 lead for Velva-D-A-G Aggies Garrison on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Really good job. Number 1, Mason Kraft into the game, breaking down, making that play.
So that's why the timeout was called. Get the second team defense out there. See 0 starters out there for Velva at the moment. Fetzer in motion. Dive play to Ethan Ritterath. Again, moving forward. That's what you want to see. If you're going to run the triple option, your fullback has to be going forward. Run low to the ground, and he picks up 7 yards.
I really like this kid. I'm a big fan of Ethan Ritterath. This first time I've got to see him play. Kind of plays chippy, angry out there, runs angry. He's been very disruptive on the defensive side of the ball. Nice run there. Try and get some flow to this offense here for the Rough Riders.
Really tight formation here. Ritterath was close to the line of scrimmage, but he's got enough for the first down. Just enough. Needed the 45 and got there. Yeah, Ritterath, just a sophomore. He's already made plenty of impact on the basketball court, the baseball diamond.
You said it. No tape, no gloves, no elbow pads, just old school.
Okay. If you're going to start each play in the 3-point stance as the fullback, you don't really need any of that.
Good size, too. 6'2", 175 pounds. Just a sophomore, like you said.
Big sophomore class for the Southern Mclean team. The co-op of Washburn, Wilton, and Wing schools. Oh, wow. This is going to be a fumble. A scoop and a score. Slade Nordstrom, 56-0.
Yeah, that's just a gamble you can't take if you're Jonah Miller there. The play was snuffed out by the defense. You just kind of got to go down with that one. Tried to make something happen. Getting it to Fetzer
Slade Nordstrom with the touchdown return there for Velva. The defense scoring as well in this first half. And they will bring Hank Bodine on for another extra point. The number 2 team in the state of single A football. They are on a roll today at home, getting their 2024 playoffs underway in a strong way. 57-point first half. We still have 4 minutes to go before halftime.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Today's broadcast of high school football on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Planet Pizza. This is a number you can call right about now, 701-852-1700. Try the Blue Buffalo or plain cheese today at Planet Pizza, serving the Magic City for over 25 years. On the BNC National Bank scoreboard, 4:14 left in the second quarter. It's Velva, Drake, Anna Moose, Garrison 57, Southern Mclean 0. Keep kicking it to Jack Ritterath. He tries to reverse the field, gets to the 15-yard line. Now they haven't kicked it to Dante Fetzer. He does have a kickoff return touchdown this season, so strategic.
Oh, and we might have an upset brewing. Killdeer, number 3 seed, single A football playoffs.
It's only halftime.
Hey, never know. It might be brewing. I said might, but 22-14, Des Lacs Burlington on the road leading in that one.
Tell you what, if you can find some sort of way to slow down that Killdeer offense, which averages in the mid-40s a game, similar to this Velva offense, then you've got a chance. But if Killdeer keeps getting on the scoreboard, it could be over in a hurry. Another toss. Fetzer shakes the tackle and then goes out of bounds. Tackle on the play by Grady Crawford, yet another Garrison High School student.
Really good job by Lexton Smith kind of blowing that up. Didn't make the play, but you slow it down enough, you get the cavalry behind you to come and clean that up.
Goes down as a loss of 1. Nice job there by Fetzer to keep fighting for yards, keep the Southern Mclean offense going in somewhat of a forward direction. Picked up their first down of the game on the last drive, but it resulted in a punt. Another one to Fetzer. Now this time he goes to the left. Stiff arms one defender, spins out of another tackle, but again, that first contact is behind the line of scrimmage. Never a recipe for success for a run team.
Just hasn't been there on the perimeter, on the edges there. Velva's been there, had an answer all day for that. Maybe see a little something more with Ethan Ritterath in the middle of the field, trying to run it between the tackles.
Now, Ethan Ritterath, he does have quite a few catches this season. 15 catches, which is a lot for Southern Mclean standards, 113 yards. We have not seen him out of the passing game yet.
Maybe try and take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Aggies defense. Maybe throw a screen pass in there, try and catch him off guard.
Reverse play. A couple of yards here for Fetzer. Still brings up 4th down, but I think when it's this close, and with the score we have, Southern Mclean is just, you got to go for it.
Yeah, if you don't get it, you're obviously setting them up in tremendous field position, but hey, it's
57-0 in the second quarter.
You got to try and do whatever you can do to try and get on the scoreboard.
It will be a punt here on 4th down and 5 for Southern Mclean. Nordstrom back to return this kick. Maybe Velva lets him return it. He's got a lot of room. Comes up on the football and then lets it bounce past him. That was a dangerous play. Down at the 47-yard line, first down and 10 Aggies. 2 minutes, 14 seconds, and now it looks like we'll see the second team offense for the first time. Remember, the last touchdown for Velva was a defensive score by Nordstrom.
It's a good play by Nordstrom. You're taught. If you're in between there, if there's any sort of doubt that you're not going to catch that football, do whatever you got to do to get out of the way. Bail on it. He did a good job there. I know it almost.
Yeah, maybe don't run past the football. Yeah,
but nonetheless, he made the right decision.
Absolutely.
If there's any doubt, just get out of the way. Get your offense on the field.
The offense will be led now by Cooper Kittleson. He is the quarterback now, and call him the quarterback of the future. There's the running back of the future, Logan Vincent. Again, tackled in the backfield. First one there was Ethan Ritterath.
Cooper Kittleson, I know a guy you like on the basketball court, Owen, that you saw for the Aggies last season. He's going to be a big part of them this year.
And all of them play baseball. All of them play
all
baseball.
Do.
Shotgun to Kittleson. We'll try the pop pass here. Again, it's Vincent. Trying to get him going on the edge. Gain of 7 across midfield to the Rough Rider 47-yard line. Third down and 5 on the way.
They love this kid, Logan Vincent. He's had a really good year. You know, we talk about Bodine and we talk about Bozzert. We talk about all the weapons and stuff. And you said it, the future's bright with number 5, Logan Vincent.
Yeah, he's the 4th leading rusher on the team and still almost has 400 rushing yards.
That's a lot of yards.
Well, as a team, Velva this season, 1,880 yards on the ground for a 235 average per game. Also passed for 199. I'm not sure if there's another team in the state that averages 434 total yards of offense. False start here against Velva, trying that quarterback motion play again.
Yeah, trying that Wildcat look. A little bit of confusion there.
Down to 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Magic Towing halftime report will go through the first half scoring summary. 57 points on the board for the Aggies. Also scores from around the state. Southern Mclean will choose to keep the clock running, it looked like. That might be in the area of what you'll see in the college game, the 10-second runoff. Kittleson on the keeper. Cooper Kittleson being spun around and finally thrown down. But again, he was hit back at the 45-yard line. Still gets the first down to the 40.
The defender kind of took him on not a 360. Call that a 720.
Yeah.
720 on that play, Owen. Just kind of in a blender there, but ends up in a first down. Good hard running by Cooper Kittleson.
Move the chains, and the clock will start again. And Velva does not have to snap it here, I don't think. Well, no, the play clock is at 15 while the game clock's at 21. I think Matt Weiler's saying do we reset the play clock as well because the
maybe take a timeout.
On a 1 second, and now still a conversation happening on that Velva sideline. The play clock has expired.
Oh,
well,
okay.
There we go.
Well,
it's halftime.
To the half.
Maybe the play clock should have reset there to 25 at some point, but Velva Drake Animus, nothing to complain about in half number 1. They lead 57-0 on the VNC National Bank scoreboard.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Welcome into the Magic Towing halftime report. Velva-D-A-G Garrison, number 2 ranked team in the state, leading Southern Mclean, the number 4 seed out of Region 4, 57-0 at the half. And it's brought to you by Magic Towing. Remember their phone number 701-509-4011. Whenever you need a tow, serving Western North Dakota, it's Magic Towing. Again, the phone number 701-509-4011. Well, you see the points on the screen. How did it happen? It was pretty much just a bunch of scoring plays for Velva and not much in between. Bryce Gutknecht, how did it happen?
Well, we got started this afternoon, 11:44 mark, 67-yard Shep to Bodine. 2-point conversion was good. It was 8-0 at that point. 8:39 mark of the first quarter, Eigelhart 16 yards out on a run. 2-point was added to make it 16-0. At the 2:18 mark of the first quarter, 50-yard scamper by Ben Shep on a quarterback draw, 22-0. Extra point was no good. The 1:14 mark of the first quarter, Shep to Bruner, 2-point good, 30-0 at that point. Second quarter, Braden Bozard started things in the scoring, 55 yards out, extra point good, made it 37-0. The 8:22 mark of the second quarter, huge play, 67 yards. Shep to Yoakum, extra point good, 44-0 at that point. Then Bodine, a big run. At the 6:37 mark of the second, 55 yards out, extra point no good. That made it 50-0 at that point. And then Slade Nordstrom on a fumble return, 36 yards out of the 4:14 mark of the second. Got us to 57-0 here at the half.
That's your score on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Your life's busy. That's why they'll make managing your money easy with locations in North Dakota and Arizona, as well as Minnesota. You can also visit them online at bnc.bank. Well, looking ahead to this second half, or maybe we'll just look back at the first half. There's a lot to talk about in the first half, and it was simply that Velva has gone to their game plan, stopped the run. Southern Mclean for the first quarter had negative yards of total offense, 0 first downs. On offense, of course, 1-play scoring drives, 2-play scoring drives, throwing everything out there that you have in your playbook. Velva simply just did what they needed to do today.
Yeah, Velva very dominant on all assets of the game, just defensively really securing that perimeter. There was nothing on the edge there, mostly in that first half for the Rough Riders, the linebacker play. The defensive line play was terrific for them. And then you see, we talk about weapons and everything that they have on the offensive side of the ball. Big plays from Shep, Bodine, Bozard, Eigelhart scores, Bruner, Yoakum. I mean, the list goes on. It's been a show put on in the first half by the Aggies.
Now looking towards the second half for both sides as well. For Velva, they've got their second teamers in there, and I mean, you want them to do whatever they can do. And we know Velva's second-teamers, they're no joke either, whatever they do to the scoreboard here. But for Southern Mclean, you're going to keep those first-teamers out there, likely the last time on the football field for about 5 or 6 of them in that senior class. So this second half, it's going to fly by really fast with the running clock. But, I mean, there's still some interesting things to note as the second half rolls along in the score we have.
Yeah, it's whatever you can do offensively. You're in the mode where any kind of points on the board's a big win if you're the Rough Riders. A good story, a great story by them getting to the playoffs, getting to this point in the postseason, and you just run into a buzzsaw. That is Velva-Drake-Anamoose Garrison, and they showed it throughout that first half.
Yeah, for the Rough Riders, their first playoff appearance in a decade. The last time was 2015. Well, Velva hasn't even missed the playoffs in that time span except for one season, and they lead 57-0 here in the first round. We'll take a look around the rest of the state in single A 9-man as the first and second round gets underway today from around North Dakota. This is the Magic Towing Halftime Report. Back with more after this commercial break.
If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
As we continue on with the Magic Towing Halftime Report, I want to thank our sponsors of Single A Playoff Football once again. Finish Line Burgers and Brew, Flyway Companies, the Coffee Coop of Garrison, Four Seasons Restaurant, Ice Cream Parlor on Main Street, Garrison, CHS, Eigelhart Farms, the People's State Bank of Velva, and the Aggie Foundation, our title sponsor here of postseason coverage of the Velva Aggies on the PSP Network. If results hold here throughout the second half, they will be back at home next week against the winner of Harvey Wells County and Ellendale Edgley Coleman. It's a good one out there in the Lakes country in Harvey.
Yeah, some really competitive games here in the single A first round. I got a final. Kindred 48, Carrington 14, the number 1 seed moving on. Tight one, Langdon area, Edmore, Munich 21, Oaks 22. They're getting into the fourth quarter of that football game. Central Cass 42, Botno 6. Central Cass very impressive in the opening round here. How about this game? At the half, tied at 22, Killdeer and Delax Burlington. That's going to be a fun second half in that one. Harvey Wells County just scored. They take the lead 14-7 over Ellendale Edgeley Calm. Couple minutes left in the third quarter of that one. Shiloh Christian 13-6 over Ray Powers Lake at the half. Bishop Ryan just scored, making it a 15-3 lead over Dickinson Trinity, almost to halftime of that one, Owen.
Harvey Wells County and Ellendale Edgeley Calm, maybe the most even matchup of the entire postseason here in single A football, at least in the first round. I'll say that. Ellendale, the 3 seed out of Region 1, easily could be one of the top 8 teams that they seed this year, but you have to finish in the top 2 of your region to get a top 8 seed. How about in the 9-man side of things? 2 other games on the PSP network today. South Prairie Max hosting Mulhall Lansford Sherwood, and Grant County Flasher, even though they're the higher seed in the host team, definitely on an upset against Central Mclean.
Yeah, that one's at the half. Grant County Flasher 14, Central Mclean 6. And then our other game we're doing today, South Prairie Max trailing Mulhall Lansford Sherwood 14-6. Couple minutes left in the first half of that one, Owen.
Well, while I always like to say these Saturdays are for the small schools, we should even talk about the big schools, because the games we saw last night were huge when playing into the AA and 3A games. I know you were at Minot High. A win over Century not only gave Minot High the WDA championship, but also eliminated the Patriots because Bismarck High beat Mandan. That game was on the PSP network. The 3A bracket is set, and you're thinking Minot High repeat, aren't you?
I'm going to say this. Minot High, they were sitting at 1 and 2. People were thinking, you know, I don't know about this team. Like, what's their identity? Defense. That defensive line, that defensive unit of Minot High, they performed all year. They did it again last night. Kellen Burke has been developing, it seems, by the week at the quarterback position. They've got home field, undefeated in conference play. Minot High is going to be a tough out, Owen.
Yeah, not going to argue with you too much on that one, Bryce. And in 2A, Minot North, their first season at the varsity level, ends in a West Region championship. At least the regular season does. They will be the number 1 seed hosting Devils Lake. Not sure we've seen many matchups where it's number 3 versus number 4 in the state in just the quarterfinal round, as they'll be hosting the Firebirds on Friday night.
Yeah, you've talked to. I haven't got to see Minot North much of them.
Bryce.
I know. I'm on the south side of town at Dwayne Carlson, doing Minot High football with Nick. But everything you've told me about North, and you said it was a pretty exciting time up there last night. What a story! It's just like unreal. What Minot North was able to accomplish, securing that 1 seed last night, and hey, they're in the discussion. It's going to be exciting 2A football playoffs this year. Owen.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where folks there will tell you, you know, what was the reasoning for saying we couldn't do this in the preseason? Why were the expectations so low? You saw what Horace did in their first season of varsity football, going all the way to the semifinal round, but Minot North on track to do much of the same this season. Back with our focus here on single A football from Velva. The Rough Riders are already on the field to take the second half kickoff. We'll see their offense out there first. Logan Vincent, the place kicker, waiting for his team to show up as well. As Velva Drake Animus Garrison has a 57-0 lead as we begin quarter number 3 on the PSP network. Replays today again brought to you by Ryan Family Dealership. The commitment and respect for their customers at Ryan is as strong today as it was 50 years ago. Experience the difference when you visit one of the 5 locations in Minot or Wilson, or shop online at driveryan.com. Aggies kicking off from right to left here. 12 minutes back on the clock. And that'll be running until Southern Mclean can get this to under a 30-point deficit before the game ends. Kickoff will go out of bounds, and the Rough Riders will again start at the 35-yard line.
Kind of been one of the things that hasn't really went extremely well for the Aggies today. The couple kickoffs out of bounds, but good field position starting for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, all 4 penalties today have been against the Aggies. The Rough Riders have played a clean game, I do believe.
Yeah, not a lot of whistles in this one today.
Jonah Miller back out there as the quarterback for Southern Mclean. Again, he's going to be out there all night as a senior. Let's see what the approach is here for the Rough Riders, whether they go to the passing game here early in the third quarter. Seems like they're missing a player, missing an offensive lineman. Played onto the field was Gage Wolf.
Yeah, I think one of them are getting looked at the sideline for a possible injury, I believe.
It's number 52. Looks like he's been on the injury report for Southern Mclean. Didn't have him on the roster today. Incomplete pass, and it was a pass on first down there for the Rough Riders. Interested to see if they go to the aerial attack here in the second half, trying to pick up some points.
You've seen that. They really like that play. They sneak that back out into the flat area, get the quarterback outside the pocket. Just wasn't able to deliver a strike to Ethan Rederath on that play.
One receiver to either side. The two slot backs, Fetzer and Ritterath, with Ethan Ritterath, the fullback. And he will run for a first down and then some. Takes about 4 Aggies to bring down the sophomore Ethan Ritterath, but not before he picks up 13 yards with his legs.
I'm going to say it again. I love this kid. I love him. I'm excited to watch him develop these next couple seasons. Just a sophomore, continuing to play hard in this one. I know it's tough when facing such a big deficit, but continuing to run hard, play hard. Really enjoy Ethan Ritterath.
Yeah, you think how much they're going to have to depend on him next season. You lose both of the slot backs. You get your earlier season starting quarterback, Josh Lanning, a classmate of Ethan Ritterath, back. But again, Jonah Miller has played pretty much all the snaps since week 5, over half this season. This is a negative yardage play. On the run was Brady Volmuth, another one of those sophomores.
How about this kid, 62, Lexton Smith into the game. He's had a few plays for negative yards at that defensive tackle position. Just a freshman.
The second teamers in there for Velva on defense, and a mix of starters and reserves in for Southern Mclean on offense here, just getting the third quarter started. 2 minutes into the second half, 57-0 lead for Velva. Drake Animus Garrison on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Under center is Jonah Miller. Puts Dante Fetzer in motion, the return motion. He'll block for Volmuth. Volmuth hang on to the football as he gets to the 50-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. They'll give him an extra one as well to the 49 of Velva. 3rd down and 7 on its way for Southern Mclean.
Lexton Smith, another tackle on that play, making the most of his opportunities today.
Lexton Smith at that left defensive end position. Rough Riders break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage again for 3rd down and 7. They've crossed midfield. Haven't been in this area very much. The only other time was really after they forced that turnover on downs when Velva got a little bit greedy there in the first quarter. Triple option play. Miller going to keep it. Fighting for the first down, and he's got it. Carrying a Velva defensive lineman with him. 8 yards for Jonah Miller, the quarterback.
I love that. There was a slight hesitation. You thought maybe he was going to pitch the ball. He did that a lot in the first half, where I thought he had some opportunities where he could have kept it, picked up some yards. He does it there. Much needed first down for the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders taking their time here, getting the play call in. Again, big goal here in half number 2. Just get on that scoreboard. Put a scoring drive together here early in the third quarter. Toss to Volmuth. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. And that was number 1 in on the tackle there, Mason Kraft.
Yeah, really good play on the edge there by Kraft. Grady Crawford joining the party there, helping finish it off.
This defense is what's next for Velva. Next season, it's going to be these guys. Fetzer, the motion man. Ritterath, the ball carrier. 6 more yards on what's been a nice day as the fullback for Ethan Ritterath.
Galikowski there cleaning that play up. Rederath runs so you're not going to really take him down on that first contact, are you? Yards after contact have been there when he's ran the football today.
Ball's at the Aggie 34-yard line. Southern Mclean looking for 3 more yards here to pick up yet another first down, or do they go for the home run from in scoring range? If Miller wants to throw it, it will be a pass. But a short one to Dante Fetzer, hit immediately, and it even jars the ball loose. Grady Crawford with the PBU pass breakup.
Really good job. Closing speed by Grady Crawford. Jonah Miller kind of lobbed that up. The ball was in the air for so long. Looking for Fetzer. Crawford with a big play.
Tell you what, Miller and Fetzer, they're going to team up in the winter on that Wilton Wing Miners basketball team. High expectations for the Miners this season. 4th down for the Rough Riders. They keep the offense out there. Same formation. As always, Volmuth, the slot back on the far side. Fetzer in motion from the near side. They're going to toss to Dante Fetzer. It's on him to get 3 yards. Cuts it upfield, and he's got the 30-yard line. That will be enough to keep this drive alive.
Really good decision there by Fetzer. That quick cut. Picking up enough to get a first down. Kid plays so hard. He's done it since the first snap of this game.
Rough Riders have controlled the ball here for the first 6 minutes of this third quarter. Again, the clock not stopping on first downs anymore, or if you go out of bounds, the clock will continue running. We're only going to stop it for touchdowns and timeouts. And change of possession. Counter play, and then another handoff to Volmuth. Volmuth with a loss of yardage. 2nd down and 15. Talking about multi-sport athletes, Brady Volmuth, track and field, specializes in the pole vault. Not something you hear every day.
Not something I ever tried, nor will I ever.
No, you're not going to try it anymore?
No more. Those days are well behind me, Owen. I was more of a sprinter my early days of track.
So you wouldn't have fit in today at the state cross-country meet?
No, that would not be me.
It's like the greatest weather day for a state cross-country. It's always got to be snowing, always got to be 30-mile-an-hour winds. That's 2 guys in motion.
Yeah, they're going to blow that dead.
And the Southern Mclean Rough Riders going backwards once again. It'll be 2nd down and 19 coming up.
You got to see it there, Owen. They kind of stopped to look at each other and said, oh, there's only one of us that can go in motion.
Knew it right away. We were talking about how clean the Rough Riders played. No penalties in the first half, and there's one that's really has a chance of spoiling what has been a great drive here for Southern Mclean. It's gone now 7.5 minutes. 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Dive to Ritterath on 2nd and 19. And there he goes, back to the 25-yard line. Picks up a huge chunk of yardage necessary. All the penalty yardage and then some. 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, continuing to have some of that success, running the ball between the tackles, getting it to their horse, Ethan Ritterath.
And he's saying, run it again, run it again. Bo Erickson, the head coach, he calls the plays for this offense. When he first came to Southern Mclean, ran much more of a spread offense. He has gone a complete 180 to running the ball 85% of the time.
Like you said, kind of adapt to your personnel, like I said in the pregame there, Owen.
Where's the ball going this time? It's Dante Fetzer. Fetzer will be stopped short. They need the 20-yard line, and it's spotted at the 22, maybe the 23. 4th and short again here for the Rough Riders. Already 1 for 1 on 4th down on this drive.
Quick update. Killdeer has just taken the lead. A few minutes left in the third quarter. 28-22 over Delax Burlington.
Killdeer, the number 3 seed in the tournament this year. They win. They'll be at home next weekend. Miller asking for maybe a timeout or maybe a change of play call. Back to the line of scrimmage. Clock still running. 3:12 left in quarter number 3. 8 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Toss play to Volmuth. He's got to get forward, but Velva swarms to him. I think that extra effort there from Volmuth is enough. Put it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
I think you're right, Owen. That second effort there, just enough to keep the chains moving. Nice drive here in this third quarter by the Rough Riders.
Right. And we've been saying this on Minot State broadcast. Could we see a drive take up an entire quarter, and it's the same looking offense as what the Beavers run? And Southern Mclean close to using up all of the time here in quarter number 3 on their own offensive drive. 9.5 minutes have gone by. And now they're just into the Serve Pro red zone. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians. It's Serve Pro. They'll go option play. Oh, this one ended up in a touchdown for Velva last time, but Fetzer was able to hang on to it. And again, the Rough Riders going backwards. A loss of 10 yards.
Brody Seidler just knew that was coming. He stayed home. I said it, assignment football. Velva, Drake Animus Garrison, been so good all day on the defensive side. Huge negative play there on that one.
Now, Southern Mclean was able to pick up a first down after faced with a 2nd and 19 moments earlier. Can they do it again on 2nd and 20? Fetzer on the right, Volmuth on the left, the slot backs. It's Fetzer in motion. They'll go counter to Brady Volmuth. 1 yard. We'll give that tackle to Lucas Holt.
Good play by Lucas Holt, getting his name in the stat sheet on that play. 3rd and long here, setting up.
Two plays, and we've got a 12-minute drive. Come on.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, Owen. I'm trying to think. I know we're in a running clock situation.
That does help.
I mean, it helps, but
they've also run, 14 plays already? Inside a minute, Fetzer in motion. Dive play to Ritterath. The 3rd down special for Southern Mclean. And again, it's Ethan Ritterath getting the yards necessary to set up a 4th down and somewhat manageable here for the Rough Riders. And they can just about run this down. No, they're going to have to snap it one more time. There's a 1-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Ahead of 4th down and 5.
Yeah, they've gotten into these long situations, and Ritterath's done a really good job getting them in some manageable down and distance as they try and convert 4th down.
Southern Mclean trying to do the math here. The game clock is at 14 and the play clock is at 13. And maybe we saw Velva able to kind of cheat it, I guess, in the second quarter. The play clock went out, but they still gave him 3 extra seconds. And they'll let Southern Mclean run out the third quarter. I don't care who you're cheering for in this game. You need to applaud a 12-minute drive and counting for Southern Mclean. Oh, us football fans love it. 57-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
At First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Well, the Velva-Aggies crowd gathered in front of us. Not many of them are on the North Dakota score feed right now, checking that Harvey Ellendale score, because they're focused on today, and that's been evident for this Aggies team. Today is the most important game.
Yeah, just 1 week at a time. Hey, new season. You're 0-0 right now, Owen, and Velva's well on their way to advancing into the quarterfinals. It's a really close game, though, going on. Harvey, Wells County, and Allendale there, 14-7. Last time I checked, Harvey, Wells County in front.
That's a playoff football score in the second half. Velva's liking their 57-0 lead anyway here. Southern Mclean, they've had the ball on this possession since the second half started, and that's an incomplete pass. Just their second pass attempt of the drive, looking for Fetzer in the end zone. And that's a turnover on downs. That's how the drive is going to end. You run the football for 12 minutes, and then you throw it on 4th and 5. Well.
Yeah, 12-minute and about 10-second drive on that one, Owen.
Goodness.
And Velva still able to hold them.
That one's going to go down as the longest one we're going to see on the PSP Network this season, I can guarantee you. So now we finally get to see the Aggies offense take the field here in the second half, and it's not in the third quarter. We'll update your BNC National Bank scoreboard here. Quarterback motion. They'll leave the running back alone in the backfield, and that will be a big run for Brody Seidler. Inside the 20 and gone, a touchdown. 85 yards for Brody Seidler. Southern Mclean just used 12 minutes and 13 seconds, and for Velva, once this clock stops, we'll give you a more accurate number, but it's probably going to be around 30 seconds to score.
Seidler clan in front of us, loving that one. Huge play by Brody Seidler. 85 yards later, getting his name into the scoring sheet there.
And it looks like they're going to be going back for 2-point conversions. Hank Bodine not asked for any more extra point today. Well, BNC National Bank scoreboard now reads Velva 63, Southern Mclean 0. 2-point conversion from Kittleson is good, and your new score, Velva 65, Southern Mclean 0. 1 point off their season high that they set against Surrey. The Rough Riders right away will get the ball back in their hands.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Fourth quarter just getting started, and it starts with a Velva Drake Animus Garrison 85-yard rushing touchdown courtesy of Brody Seidler. I'd like to thank a few more of our single-A playoff sponsors once again. CHS of Garrison, Eigelhart Farms, Four Seasons Restaurant, Ice Cream Parlor on Main Street, the Coffee Coop of Garrison as well. Again, all these from Garrison, and also Brian Newenhouse, the Farmers Union Insurance Agent in Garrison, right there in Sakakawea country. Short kickoff, but it will again roll out of bounds. And like you said in the second half, the only problem Velva's had today is keeping the ball inbounds.
Yeah, you see Logan Vincent a little frustrated with as that one goes out of bounds again on him.
This one might not be at the 35 because it rolled out of bounds. They say at the 34, so they'll give an extra 5 yards to the Rough Riders. They should start at the 40, I believe. All right, here's the goal for Southern Mclean on this drive. You just went 12 minutes and 13 seconds the last time you had the football. 10:49 and a touchdown to end it. How does that sound?
Yeah, they've got some of their subs in. I'd like to see him get the ball, see if we can get Ethan Rederath. He's been so good on that dive play. See if you can get him into the end zone.
Rederath on the sideline right now. We'll figure out who they have as the fullback now, replacing again a few of those starters. The dive play is stopped immediately. Bodie Winter on the run.
A name we've called a lot in the second half, Lexton Smith, cleaning that one up again. He's had a really good game here today defensively. That's number 62.
Lexon
Velva,
Smith,
Drake, and
Sport Clips MVP nominee with the amount of times we said his name in the second half.
Yeah, he's been terrific in this
A
one.
few tackles for loss. We'll name our MVP of the game in the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show, as well as the Serve Pro move of the game. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Put Volmuth in motion and give him the pitch. And he is hit in the backfield for a loss. Lucas Holt, another TFL on his stat line.
This big implications in this one. There's 2 minutes left. Harvey has the football up 14-7.
14-7. Who has the football? Harvey has the football?
Harvey Wells County does have the ball. They do have the lead.
Hornets trying to ice it at home.
Setting up a rematch, perhaps, with the Aggies here next week.
It would be a rematch. They played in week 1. It was the first win of the season for Velva.
I'm still not used to that week 0. I hear it,
It is a little interesting.
and I say it, but it's still kind of a hard thing to get used to.
Miller rolling out, hit as he throws, jump ball intercepted. Cooper Kittleson will bring it down. And they might just want to whistle that play dead. Yep. Another interception thrown by Miller, and he got hit pretty hard after giving that ball away.
Yeah, tough throw. Off your back foot, kind of throwing up a 50-50 ball. Kittleson able to secure it.
Talking about that rematch of Harvey Wells County. Harvey, even back in week 1, the last team to hold Velva under 50 points in a game.
Yeah, that was a big bounce back week for the Aggies as the week 0 matchup with Kindred. You were defeated in that one. I think it was 14-6. Is that right?
The week 1, yeah, 14-6.
14-6, and able to rebound against Harvey in week 1. It's called, so hey, rematch, new season.
Seidler, after an 85-yard rushing touchdown, he's going again. First down and out of bounds for Brody Seidler.
Yeah, Brody Seidler, 85 yards on the previous score for the Aggies there. Another big run.
We'll give him 20 there. 100-yard game? How about that? 2 carries.
Couple carries, yeah. Brought down the average a little bit on that one, Owen.
And the clock doesn't stop with Seidler going out of bounds. 8 minutes and 28, 27, 26 to go in the football game today. Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison leading. They not count the 2-point conversion? Kittleson got in, right? Should be 65.
It is 65, correct. Yep.
Keeper here. No, sorry, that is not the quarterback keeper. That's number 4 instead of number 7, Brady Hoff on the run. And they're in the Serve Pro red zone once again. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. 65-0 your score. It says 63 here at Larry Sandy Field.
Great run there by Brady Hoff. He getting an opportunity to run the football.
Ball at the 5-yard line, first and goal to go for the Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison Aggies. 7-1 on the season. And their season high in .66 against Surrey. They're 1 off of that mark. Another new runner here, going to be short of the goal line. Lucas Holt, he's made a bunch of defensive plays, now gets the ball on offense. How many more players could still run the football for Velva here in this game?
Yeah, it's just so many weapons. We discussed kind of getting a glimpse into the future on what this Aggies team's going to look like next year, losing a lot of that offensive production.
Hoff comes back onto the field here after a run 2 plays ago. Cooper Kittleson in the shotgun. We have an offsides penalty against Southern Mclean lining up in the neutral zone. I want to thank North Dakota Score Feed for supplying us with that out-of-town scoreboard on the bottom of your screen. Okay, now our scoreboard here, the BNC National Bank scoreboard, says 65-0. The scoreboard here in the stadium says 63-0, and Score Feed says it's 64-0. It's one of those we're going to have to trust the newspaper tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I believe it should be 65. Kittleson got into the end zone there.
On the 2-pointer. Yep.
Holt, touchdown, make it 71-0 Aggies. And the clock will continue running. 6:25 to go in the game at this point. No slowing down Velva today. And they'll go for 2 again. What do you say Lemoore had, 74, 76?
They were at 76 the last time I looked.
And that's a 9-man. The sun comes out again. Ahead of this 2-point conversion for the Aggies. Clock inside of 6 minutes to go in the game. Kittleson with the snap. And the give. 2-point conversion is no good. On the BNC National Bank scoreboard, Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison 71, Southern Mclean 0.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
We got it all covered now. Scores right on all the different places you can get a score from. 71-0 Velva. Drake Animus, Garrison, 5:49 to go in the game. Logan Vincent with another kickoff. Mohall Lansford Sherwood just took the lead over South Prairie. Thanks again to the North Dakota score feed.
There is a final, Owen. Harvey Wells County will be coming to the Star City next week. They defeat Ellendale Edgeley-Colm 14-7, the final.
We hope to have the coverage of that one here on the PSP Network. Harvey and Velva.
Talk about a rivalry back in the day, Owen. Harvey and Velva, some very good games played between those two.
1st and 10 Rough Riders at the 35. I got to decide next Saturday. High school football or Minot State football?
Well, we're going to be bringing coverage here. We've committed to following the Aggies here.
The Aggies, the
playoff
Magi,
run.
the Sentinels.
We'll be there.
Have a new quarterback in for Southern Mclean. It's Keaton Cattermas. The freshman, again, has played quite a bit this season. With the injury to Laning, a couple late game situations. He's completed 1 pass. So he's completed 3 passes.
I love that name. He's on
Keaton
the
Cattermas?
all-name team. Yep, I'm putting him on.
Another run play there for Bodie Winter. Is that another nominee for the Bodie Winter?
Yeah, we can nominate him for sure. Absolutely.
Velva is having trouble substituting players here, but they get the right people on the field for 2nd down and 10. 2 players in motion. They're going to let the play go. Cattermas looking to throw. And he is going to complete the pass. Oh, no. Volmuth tight-ropes the sideline. It is really too bad this play is coming back.
Oh, he hits him for a 65-yard touchdown, but it's going to be an illegal. 2 men in motion again there. We saw it earlier, but.
We'll put it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Let's do it.
Brady Volmuth was the receiving there. Tight-roped the sideline. But
stayed inbound. Yeah, he did the whole way. Oh, my goodness.
That was a really good throw there by Keaton. He set his feet, got square, delivered a strike.
Had 3 guys all running at him in blue jerseys and still had the composure. Just a freshman again. 3 for 9 on the season. That would have been a huge help to the stat sheet there on a touchdown pass to Volmuth. Clock restarts again for 2nd down and 15. Try it again. Let's drop the same one.
Yeah. Hey, get him outside the pocket. Get your feet set again. Maybe deliver another one. This time from 70, perhaps.
Another quick motion there on the dive to Winter. The other slot back that's down into the game is Grant Wagner. New defensive lineman as well for Velva. A.J. Fuller is the nose tackle. Fuller 6'5".
I got another final, single A football. Langdon area, Edmore, Munich 27, Oaks 24. So Langdon's going to be moving on in that one.
Oaks was my upset pick today, the Oaks Tornadoes.
Killdeers made it a 2-possession game. They're up 36-22 over Delax Burlington.
On the final 3 minutes of today's football game, single A first round matchup. Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison, and Southern Mclean. They're going to give Cattermas another chance to throw. This time it's incomplete through the hands of Winter. 4th down and 12 for the Rough Riders. Velva will improve to 15-2 all-time against Southern Mclean. This used to be the early season matchup. Velva and Southern Mclean at the start of the co-op history for Washburn, Wilton, and Wing. It'll be a punt for Cattermas.
Oh, kind of a fire drill in that situation. Owen, everyone get away from it. Yeah.
Backward spinning punt. Will go out of bounds. Goes for 14 yards. So Velva will get the ball once again on offense, and they can just take a few knees here, assuming Southern Mclean won't take any timeouts.
Yeah, just Velva's so impressive. We talked about it every asset of the game, and they're just so dominant, and today showing that from the get-go.
Cooper Kittleson will go under center. Looks like they might just hand the ball off, give a few more carries. Nope, Kittleson will take a knee. They still need to do that 2 more times before this one is official. But Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison with a victory in the first round that will jump off the pages of tomorrow's paper. 71-0. They never let Southern Mclean into this football game. A matchup that was coming in hugely in favor of the Aggies, and they let no outside forces get to them. Not even my question in the email.
We talked urgency, and they showed that today right from the get-go, dominating this football game. First step in trying to get back to the Dakota Bowl from a couple years ago, winning the title.
State champions in 2022. Semifinal exit in 23, and they're at least out of the quarterfinals this season with a 71-0 win over Southern Mclean. They will face the Harvey Wells County Hornets. Oh, we forgot to mention, I don't know how we haven't mentioned on the broadcast, we got chocolate chip cookies again.
Coach Weidler's wife, Amanda, very nice of her to bring some homemade chocolate chip cookies up to the booth for us.
That'll be the final play of the game. Another kneel down, and we're under 40 seconds to go, so we can bring up the planning team financial advisor Shots Crossroads post-game show after this commercial break. The Aggies advance with a 71-point victory.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Welcome into the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shaw's Crossroads post-game show. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com, helping clients work toward financial freedom. Your final score today from Velva, it's the Aggies 71 and the Southern Mclean Rough Riders 0, the number 2 overall team in the state. As we've said plenty of times before on the show, not messing around. They took care of business today with a 57-point first half. Tacked on a few more points in the third and fourth quarter, and they are moving on to take on the Harvey Wells County Hornets next Saturday from right here in Velva. Let's take a look at how it happened with our scoring summary. Heard a lot in the halftime report as to how it happened. It began immediately for the Aggies. On the first play from scrimmage, Hank Bodine lined up in the slot in a 5-wide receiver set, put his hand up and said, "Nobody's guarding me." Ben Shep found him right in the middle of the field, and Bodine ran the rest of the way. 80 yards to kick off today's game in just 16 seconds, put the Aggies up 8-0. Then you had Trayson Eigelhart on a 16-yard touchdown run. Shep ran one in from 50. Shep to Bruner from 9 yards out. That was after, I believe it was a Southern Mclean punt. A Southern Mclean turnover, which gave the Aggies the ball in tremendous field position. And then that was the end of the first quarter at 30-0. 4 more touchdowns for the Aggies before the break. Bossert from 55. Shep to Matt Yoakum for 67. Hank Bodine ran one in from 55. And then Slade Nordstrom gets on the field defensively. A 36-yard scoop and score, a halftime score of 57-0. The second half got started by, get this, a 12-minute and 14-second drive from Southern Mclean. Ate up the entire third quarter with the football. Not necessarily what you want to do in a comeback win, but again, down 57, it was just about getting in the end zone. They couldn't do that. Got stopped on the first play of quarter number 4, and then the next play. The first play for Velva in the second half at the 11:34 mark of the fourth. Brody Seidler, 85-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion was good, making it 65-0. Seidler would start the next drive with another run of 20 yards. He went 2 carries for over 100 today. That was that for Brody Seidler in the second half, and it was Lucas Holt with the last touchdown run for Velva, getting it to a 71-0 score. The 2-point conversion was stopped, and that was the Aggies scoring today. Southern Mclean unable to get on the board in this, just their second ever postseason appearance. Just a tough one there for Southern Mclean, a program that has been through a lot before. Not a lot of winning for Southern Mclean. They still have yet to find a season where they finish at or above the 500 mark, a program that started in 2011, but you can see the progress here for the Rough Riders under Bo Erickson, who took over this team 4 seasons ago, and on to next year. Southern Mclean looking for repeat postseason appearances. And what a job in the regular season for Southern Mclean. They come in here to Velva and fall just a little bit short to one of the top teams, top programs there is in the state, as Velva, again, they had to focus today to get the win, and by quite a big margin. We'll break down today's game when Bryce Gutknecht joins us again in the broadcast booth. He was down there getting a picture with for our Sport Clips MVP of the game. We'll name that player, as well as the Serve Pro move of the game, when we return on the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show here from Velva.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
It's time to hand out our individual awards. After a team win for Velva-D-A-G Garrison today, 71-0 is the final. Let's hand out our Sport Clips MVP of the game. Again, we have to hold off on the cookies for now. The MVP today,
I'm trying, Owen.
I mean, so many options, so many touchdowns, so many scores, so many big plays defensively. Why don't we just go with Hank Bodine? Started the game. Wasn't even covered. Southern Mclean forgot about him on the field. 80-yard touchdown, left him in the dust. Hank Bodine, our MVP today.
Yeah, Hank Bodine, another tremendous effort. It was total effort. Velva-D-A-G Garrison as a unit. We had to pick someone. Why not Hank Bodine? Another great game receiving. How about kicking a few extra points?
Yes, that was also
showing us the leg.
Contributed to being named the MVP.
Yeah, getting involved in the kicking game. He told us he was going to do a couple, and he did. And just another business as usual, I should say. Velva-D-A-G Garrison, big today over Southern Mclean.
Yeah, our MVP brought to you by Sport Clips. They bring you the MVP experience at Sport Clips. Check online with the hairstylist today at sportclips.com or on the app. Hank Bodine, today's MVP of the game. As for one play that was the biggest play today, the best play, we had, what was it? I got to count it again. I did during the break, and I already forgot. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown, 4 touchdown, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns of 50 or more yards for Velva today. Are any of those good enough for the move of the game?
Yeah, a lot of big plays today by these Aggies all over the field. That Shep run really stood out in my mind. He looked like a broken play. He kind of made something out of nothing there. How about Slade Nordstrom? 36-yard fumble return touchdown for him, the young man. Getting into the stat sheet and the scoring column for him defensively. Yeah, just we could pick a number of those.
I'll back you up. I'll back you up on the Shep touchdown run. What could have been a sack and then breaking all of those. Well, that wasn't the touchdown run. That wasn't the touchdown run. I still like that play.
Yeah.
I think that's the move of the game. After 10 touchdowns today for Velva, it's not even going to be a touchdown. I'm going to call the Surf Pro move of the game. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Surf Pro. Final thoughts on this one to give your input here in the post-game show on a 71-0 win.
Yeah, Aggies just ready to play. I said it a number of times. They can call it the revenge tour, but hey, 1 week at a time, you're 0-0. Hey, now they're 1-0, setting up a big-time rematch with Harvey-Wells County, a team they're familiar with, that they played week 1, we call it, in the season, and they looked very impressive in that game. But you and I were saying it's a new season here. Oh, and the postseason is different. Harvey-Wells County's going to come ready to play and to compete against the Aggies next Saturday.
Yeah, not too far of a drive for Harvey, just northwest on 52 right here to the Star City of Velva. We'll be back here as well next Saturday. Kickoff time TBD. It's going to be around 2 o'clock. They always are. Between 1 and 2:30, we're going to get started here on the PSP Network, but that does it for our broadcast today in the first round of the Single A postseason. For our great PSP Network crew putting on today's show, my color commentator Bryce Gutknecht, I'm Owen Patterson, repeating your final score for the final time. It's Velva-Drake-Animus Garrison 71, Southern Mclean 0. We've got some volleyball coming up early next week and postseason football for your weekend coverage. Until then, have a good night, everybody.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FinRun SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.